So this comes out of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Murder of a 52-year-old mother from Aztec. Jaden Ortega is accused of shooting multiple times through the door of an Aztec home in July 2021 in what may have been an attempted robbery. Julie Harris was behind that door. She was shot and killed. Her 15-year-old daughter was at home at the time but was unhurt. According to a criminal complaint, Ortega was friends with Harris's son and knew the family had a safe full of guns in the home. Ortega is also charged in a drive-by shooting early last year. A witness in that case told police Ortega admitted to him he killed Harris. Police used cell phone records, surveillance cameras, and Ortega's Snapchat account to connect him to the crime and the suspected murder weapon.
So, yeah, this guy is actually not only drive-bys, injured people in a drive-by and killed a woman, but he also beat his son to death. He's facing charges. He's accused of child abuse and his son's drowning death. And he's now accused of shooting and killing a woman inside of a residence northwest of Aztec. A witness told investigators that Jaden Ortega had told him that he killed Julie Harris in late July with a gun that Ortega is later seen posing with in a Snapchat photo, a weapon he later tried to sell for $400. So, yeah, that's Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. The fuck is going on? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. These people killing their own kids there's too many of them. I don't know if it's just the internet now, we're more aware of it, or has it always been going on like this? So let's see. Some other details. Authorities awaiting trial. He injured 2 people near Farmington last year. Charged with also the fatal shooting of a woman northwest of Aztec. It was Julie Harris, 52-year-old Julie Harris. And apparently, trying to, steal their guns, being a felon in possession of a firearm. So he's 21-year-old Jaden Ortega remains jailed in San Juan County on suspicion of an open count of murder in the July 30th death of 52-year-old Julie Harris and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Detectives allegedly had matched the gun shell casings from the July 20 drive-by shooting to those found at the Harris crime scene. The Albuquerque Journal reported Sunday. Police said that there are several bullet holes in the front door at Harris's home and an equal number of 9mm shell casings outside. According to the Journal, the detective on the Harris murder case also was investigating the earlier drive-by shooting that allegedly involved Ortega. The detective sent the casings recovered in both incidents to the crime lab for comparison, and police said the results showed the casings came from the same gun. It's unclear Sunday if Ortega has a lawyer who can speak on his behalf. Ortega is accused of killing Harris in the early hours of July 30th at a residence on County Road 3086. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, the San Juan County Sheriff's Office, which handled the investigation, issued a news release on January 7th announcing the charges against Ortega. The defendant has been held since August 31st at the San Juan County Detention Center and remained incarcerated at the jail on January 8th. So the details of the homicide investigation: around 3:44 a.m. July 30th, a residence on County Road 3086, the sheriff's office goes out to investigate a reported homicide. And Julie Harris, had a gunshot wound to her head. She was found on the floor by a woman inside the residence who then called 911. She told investigators that she heard a loud bang before she found Harris. Harris died at the scene. Bullet holes were found in the front door of the residence. 5 9mm shell casings were found outside or near the front porch. The sheriff's office news release provides a summary of the investigation by detectives into Harris's death. During their investigation, detectives interviewed multiple people and executed numerous search warrants after conducting a thorough investigation. Jaden Ortega has been identified as a suspect in the homicide. The man knocked, Harris' front door, then he emptied the clip. He said he knocked on Harris's front door, and then he emptied the clip, firing the gun into the residence. The man also stated Jaden fled the scene in his mother's vehicle, damaging the passenger car while fleeing the scene. Ortega's mother told investigators her son took her vehicle on the night of July 29th without permission, and it was heavily damaged when it was returned to her. One of the Snapchat videos collected as evidence show Ortega posing with several firearms, including the green 9mm handgun believed to have been used in Harris's death. The Bureau of ATF and explosives labs examined the shell casings. There's a positive lead that the rounds were fired from the same weapon in both cases. There's a Snapchat photo. There's no court dates. He has 2 pending criminal cases in the state district court. He was accused of child abuse in the February 4th drowning death of his toddler son, Santo Ortega. So this isn't the first person he's killed, right? He killed Harris, Julie Harris, and then he killed Santo Ortega, found dead in the bathtub of a Farmington apartment. The defendant allegedly left the child unattended in the bathroom and fell asleep in another room in the residence. So that could be negligent homicide, not. Then there was a drive-by shooting during which a woman was shot in one of her ankles on July 20th. Jaden's co-defendant, Samuel Stevens, told investigators that Jaden ordered him to shoot at a vehicle because the male driver snitched on a relative of Jaden's to law enforcement. So Jaden's co-defendant, Samuel Stevens, I guess, is, turning state's evidence, which, who wants to put up with this dumb shit, right? This training day shit. Say, hey, shoot him. Why? Because he snitched on, my cousin of mine. Why don't you fucking do it, mother? Because I told you, you're the one that wants to get in the damn club, huh? And what is the gang affiliation, right? That's gang shit. What gang does he think he is a part of, or what's the name of the gang? So 52-year-old Julie Harris, and then negligent. We're supposed to believe it was negligent. He fell asleep in the other room and the kid drowned. Yeah, I guess it could. If you just leave the kid in the bathtub, it would fall over and... Doesn't seem like he's got much remorse at the jail. First-degree felony count of child abuse and the drowning death of his son, Santo Ortega. He said his client is devastated by the death of his son. And he had been incarcerated at the San Juan County Adult Detention Center since February 5th for a probation violation in a separate case. So this guy just kind of keeps on fucking up. Says that his residence is at the 300 block of East 18th Street in Farmington. The attorney was saying, hey, accidents happen, which, they do. You're innocent until proven guilty, too. But he's, outright just shooting people, knocked on their door, and then just shot the person at the door. They said that people tried to resuscitate, but... nothing else. A pathologist for the New Mexico office said that Santo's death wasn't related to anything other than a drowning. I mean, he could have done it intentionally too, right? The toddler's mother had said a relative had watched Santo on the night of February 3rd and was dropped off the residence 7 a.m. February 4th. A few hours later, the mother drew a bath. Said she placed a blue cup with several holes over the drain, which allowed the bathtub to drain while the water was running. The mother told Jaden to get out of bed because she was leaving and the toddler was already in the bathtub. The mother was gone for about an hour and found Santo face down in the tub when she returned to the residence. Jaden was extremely upset and cursing as investigators began to interview him at the Farmington Police Department. The defendant said he was awake but in bed when Santo's mother left to Get the vehicle. Jaden told police that while Santa was in the bathtub that morning, he left the child unattended 3 times. Jaden added the second time he left the child unattended, it was for about 10 minutes, but he had turned off the water, believing the water was about 7 to 9 inches deep. When the defendant allegedly had left the child unattended a third time, he went back to bed and fell asleep. Jaden said when he woke up, he heard Santa's mother screaming at him after the toddler was found dead in the bathtub. He said it was normal that they usually left him in the bathtub. The detective noted in the affidavit, Jaden's answer suggested a pattern of neglect. The water level of the bathtub measured by a detective was 9.5 inches deep. So actually, I mean, both the mother and him, she's the one that put him in the bathtub. But then if he knew about it and, checked twice, I don't know. I mean, that seems like it'd be on both of them. And maybe that was the, Cass's belly, the thing that started the rest of the thing. So, like, he just lost his son, and now, they're going to throw him in jail for that. So, since he didn't really give a damn, it's crazy. There's a picture here under this article, but it's not of Jaden Ortega. It's of somebody else, which I don't understand that, from thedailytimes.com. So all the same information that we've already read so far. It looks like almost word for word, verbatim, copy and pasted. These different media outlets aren't changing a thing. And yeah, there you go. So that's Jaden Ortega, 21-year-old Jaden Ortega, turned his back, fell asleep. His baby dies, drowns to death. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it's negligent. But he's got a July 20th drive-by shooting, and then a July 30th death of 52-year-old Julie Harris. So he had a crazy 2021. He had a crazy 2021. In the beginning of 2021, his son is going to drown to death. And then in July, he's doing drive-by shootings, which apparently hit somebody in the ankle. And then those gun shell casings from the drive-by and the shooting of Julie Harris, they were the same. So they found a connection between the drive-by shooting and the just straight-up murder of Julie Harris. What the hell did Julie Harris do to anybody? He said he knocked on her door, and then I guess as he heard her coming, just shot her through the door. So, yeah. Good thing he's arrested, and maybe we'll get some justice. We'll see.